This is why you don't understand Hamas and what's going on in Israel. There's this misconception that Hamas doesn't exist outside of Gaza, but in reality...
What struck me this week in the release of Palestinian prisoners on the occupied West Bank was the number of Hamas flags that were flying, the number of prisoners and prisoners' families who thanked, quote, the resistance, meaning Hamas.
That was Al Jazeera, where they tend to skip over the facts, but the host openly said something key here. We'll explain. As Palestinian prisoners were released from Israeli prisons, two narratives were in the media.
She is a child and she's so innocent.
That was Mara Bakir's mother talking about her daughter.
She was just 16 when she was arrested.
CNN later apologised because they completely ignored the bit that she was in prison for stabbing an Israeli police officer. That was not the only time the media tried to paint these prisoners as innocent, ignoring what landed them in prison. It was often the rule, not the exception. And that brings us to narrative 2. Mara Bakir is a member of Hamas, and while she wasn't released into a crowd of supporters in the West Bank, others were. Take a look at these scenes. Hamas flags, Islamic Jihad flags. The iconography was everywhere. There were even chants for more violence. It goes back to what that Al Jazeera presenter was saying before. These terrorist organizations and the ideologies they believe don't just exist in Gaza. And while of course these organizations don't represent all Palestinians, they do have mainstream appeal within Palestinian society.